Hello out there, this is Glenn, and I want you to like and subscribe. We're going to get right to it. As you can see, I'm in a different place today. I'm in an office in another store, but this was real heavy on my mind, and I want to get right to it. This was in reference to, of course, the Jehovah's Witness faith, and of course, how it affects all of us. I'm going to talk about two things. Disfellowshipping, of course, and the pedophiles that are running rampant in the organization. We're going to first talk about the disfellowshipping. And I entitled this Point of Reason. So for you all that are Jehovah's Witnesses, or people that are PMO, or people that are on the fence or thinking about becoming a Jehovah's Witness, let me give you an idea. Jesus Christ had the example of the shepherd losing one sheep. And when he discovered that he had lost that one sheep, he left the 99 to go find that one. And we all know, if you are, raised in the country or whatever, sheep are easily to be distracted. So it doesn't say in that parable that the sheep was hard-hearted, or the sheep was hard-headed or whatever. Apparently he got distracted and was lost. And the shepherd went and found him. So Jesus Christ is saying, basically, if you're kicking somebody out and you're making them feel like they're abandoned, you shouldn't do that. You should go find them. You should go try. In their way, they're saying that when they disfellowship someone, it's a loving act of kindness. But if you throw somebody out to the wolves, that's not a loving act of kindness. And if you know of a Jehovah's Witness, ask them, is suicide a problem within the organization when someone is disfellowshipped? They probably will not know, but they can find out, and it's very high. My father's an elder. He had a friend that jumped off a bridge, killed himself. Now, I don't know if all of it was because of, being kicked out or whatever. But just to show that suicide runs high in the Jehovah's Witness faith. A lot of people, once they're disfellowshipped or once they're shunned, they have a tendency to, be very depressed. And it's tough. You lose your family, you lose your friends. And if you've been in that organization for 30 or 40 years, it's hard. It's hard. I experienced it myself. But I had a different type of personality. I was like, screw y'all. If your mindset is, I guess, that way, you can get through it. But if you're not, it can be tough. It can be tough. Now, when you think about disfellowship, and I said it in previous videos, Jehovah and Jesus Christ really never showed that quality. When Jehovah banned Adam and Eve from the garden, in a sense, let's say people were to say, yeah, he disfellowshipped them. But he still let it rain upon them. He still provided them with air to breathe. He still provided them with the necessities of life. And apparently, there must have been something, because the kids, from what we know, we don't know anything about, but just Abel and Cain, somebody infused a love for God in Abel. I don't think he just attained that love just by walking out and falling in love with God. Somebody had to teach him. So if that was the case, then were they truly disfellowship? Yeah, they made a mistake, but they still had a love for God. Just think about that. They never talk about that, but just think about it. Somebody had a love for God to instill into Abel this love for Jehovah. Think about that. And even in the case of Judas Iscariot, Jesus Christ knew what he was doing. He didn't kick him out of even the Last Supper. He was there. He left on his own fruition. Jesus didn't kick him out. He left on his own. So, Jesus Christ is God's son, and he didn't kick him out. Think about it. I mean, just think about that. All right. Enough of that. Now I'm talking about the abuse cases, pedophiles. All of the cases I see on TV, most of them, basically all the ones I've seen have been either white people or Hispanic, I believe. That's all I've seen. Now, 37% of Jehovah's Witnesses are black. You mean to tell me nobody has been abused that have been black? I know that's a lie. Now, I was raised in a place called Windsor, North Carolina. And within a 50-mile radius of Windsor, look at your map, Windsor, North Carolina, in a 50-mile radius, I know of 5 cases, 5 people that I know or have met that have had problems with pedophiles. One instance, I don't want to say names, but the stepdad was almost killed because he was abusing. I think they had 2 or 3 daughters. I think she had 2 or 3 daughters, and he was abusing. And then it became violent, and the mom stabbed him. I believe she was disfellowship, and the kids kind of were scattered. But that was one. I know of another case. Now, these are people that I know. 2 sisters. The mom married someone. The dad was sleeping with both of the girls. One of the girls were impregnated. But they don't know if it was by the stepbrother or the stepfather. In Jehovah's Witnesses. I know them. They were both black. When I was dating, I met a young lady who was a pioneer. And she said the only reason why she left the organization was because her daughter was, I'm not going to say abused, but she was taken advantage of or somehow sexually. And the guy was an elder. And she left. Now, that's just a few cases I'm telling you about. In Eastern North Carolina. Within Windsor, North Carolina, draw it on your map, 50-mile radius. So, if just in the people that I know in this 50-mile radius, and they were all black, I'm sure this has happened all over the United States and probably the world. So why is it that you out there that are black, why haven't you told anyone? Why haven't we heard anything about you? I don't know the statute of limitations in each state, but please check it. They have this rule with Jehovah's Witnesses that it has to be 2, what do they call it? Two witnesses. 2 witnesses. Okay. If you have been violated, if the person was a pedophile, you're probably not the first. So remember who was with you when you were in the Kingdom Hall at that particular time. Call them. Find them on Facebook. Find them on YouTube. Find them somehow. Ask all of the ones that were in your age bracket or in that particular Kingdom Hall you were in. Ask them, were they abused by that particular brother or sister? Ask them. Find out. Because the witnesses have a thing. It's called a publisher card. Each congregation has it. So if this person has been accused of, they have a record of it. That's why they're in the hot water that they're in now. Because they have records of pedophiles. And they didn't tell anybody. So think about your past. I'm really sorry that you have to go back and dwell on this. But think about the people that you are helping. If you go back and check your memory, but if you just go back in time, think about whomever might have violated you. Find out if you were the only one, because 9 times out of 10, you were not. You were not. You were not alone. And if that is the case, find out from your state, whichever state you're in, what the limitations are. Because a lot of states don't have a statute of limitation. These people need to be brought to justice. They need to be put in jail. They need to be taken care of. Because you are not the only one that they did that to. So, I wish it was on a better note that I would make this video, but I can't stand those pompous POSs. And for those that know me, you know what a POS is. Sorry to say I used to be one. But I'm trying to rectify that, and I'm coming after them. I'm coming after them. So, like I said, reach out to anyone that was a witness along with, with you during that particular time, and try to find out if anybody else was taken advantage of. Okay? Take care, and be safe.